It was a land of traditions and silent injustices. And there, among Africa's red soil, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela was born, a name hard to pronounce, but one the world would learn to honor. From a young age he sensed something was wrong. Black people looked free, but lived like prisoners. At school he was dressed in British rules and clothes that denied his roots. That's when the idea of inequality began to boil inside him. Later he became a lawyer, but he didn't seek wealth. He opened the first black-run law firm in Johannesburg. There he heard stories of pain, injustice, and people silenced just for existing. Mandela didn't shout, but every word carried centuries of silence. Where many bowed, he stood tall. He marched, protested, organized. He asked for peace but demanded justice. The apartheid regime saw him as a threat, a leader, a danger. In 1962, Mandela was arrested. He knew prison awaited him, maybe death. In court, he refused to beg. He faced the world and said, "It is an ideal for which I am prepared to die." Mandela was sent to Robben Island, a prison surrounded by cold waters and stone walls. His cell, 2 meters by 2. No bed, no mirror. For years he didn't see his own face. Visits were rare, letters censored, food unequal. Yet Mandela remained firm. With wounded hands he broke rocks under the burning sun. He saw fellow prisoners bent by pain. He understood his mission wasn't just to survive, it was to inspire. He followed a strict routine. Woke early, exercised, read when allowed, wrote when possible, and when he couldn't write, he memorized every thought like a scar. One day Winnie, his wife, visited. Hands held, eyes trembling, no words. She whispered, "You are not alone." That touch meant more than speeches. Even behind bars, Mandela kept leading. His influence slipped through cracks. Calmly, he answered cruelty. And slowly, even the guards began to change. Outside, the world stirred. Protests grew. Apartheid cracked. Inside, Mandela aged, but nurtured life where only stone existed. His garden grew in prison. Small, stubborn, a rebellious act. A guard asked, "Why plant?" He replied, "Because if something grows, something in me stays alive." Mandela didn't dream of escape. He prepared for impact. He wasn't waiting for freedom. He was preparing to deserve it. In 1990, after 27 years, the gate opened. Mandela stepped out, aged, gray-haired, steady. A reporter asked, "Do you feel hate?" He replied, "If I still hated, I'd still be in prison." In 1994, Mandela became South Africa's first black president, but he didn't raise fists. He extended hands. He invited former enemies into government, visited old prison guards, offered dignity. He wore the jersey of the national rugby team, loved by whites, rejected by many blacks. He smiled on the field. The mostly white crowd stood and applauded. He created the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Victims and perpetrators spoke. There were tears, confessions, forgiveness. Asked if he trusted those who once tried to destroy him, Mandela said, "I don't need to trust them. I need to trust myself." Mandela didn't want to be a hero. He wanted to be a bridge. When the world expected vengeance, he built reconciliation. He retired quietly. No luxury, no glory chase. Just flowers, books, and children on his lap. One day a boy asked, "Grandpa Mandela, did you win?" He smiled. "I didn't fight to win. I fought not to become what they wanted me to be." To be free is not merely to cast off chains, but to live in a way that respects the freedom of others. Mandela died in 2013 at 95, but his true victory? He left prison and never brought it with him.